Hello friends, I'm here today to share with you my favorite books by, according to Goodreads, my most read authors. So I did this a couple weeks ago, so these numbers may not be entirely accurate for all of them anymore, but I don't feel like recounting, so this is what we're gonna go with. I wanted to do the top 10, which actually ended up being 18 different authors, due to having the same amount of some of them. And that's what we're going to go with. That's just what we're going to go with. So my most read author at 26 books is Jennifer L Arment, because she writes and releases books like crazy. And a lot of them are series that I have really enjoyed. So for my favorites, I think I'm still going to go with the Luck series. It's an oldie but a goodie. I think I read this in 2016 or 2017. So yeah, it's a young adult alien romance. Yeah, and I still just think it's my favorite Jennifer L Arment. I think I read some of her new adult ones first and then went back to this one, and I think I just enjoyed this one more. This cover is so shiny, like holographic. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Lux series as my favorite JLA book. Next up, tied for second place with 25 books, is Elle Kennedy and Devney Perry. All of my Elle Kennedy books are stacked up right here. Not necessarily this book, but her Killer Instincts series is my favorite series by her. I also really enjoyed the Outlaw series, but I think I like this one a little bit more just because there's more to the series. Obviously all of these books, all these top books are part of it. My Devney Perry books are also in stacks over there. So my favorite book by her is actually Quarter Miles from her Runaway series. It's a super sweet forced proximity road trip romance, and yeah. Next up with 23 books is Abby Glines, and I probably could have had a lot more by her, but I ended up giving up on the Rosemary Beach series. So I've read The Sea Breeze and then her young adult Field Party series. Due to recent developments this year, I'm gonna have to go with The Sea Breeze as my favorite, but I don't really remember specific books within that series. I feel like they all kind of blend in together because they are pretty generic new adult romances. So next up with 21 books is K.A. Tucker, and in a shock to nobody, The Simple Wild, but also my other favorite by her is Keep Her Safe. It's a bit more of a romantic suspense story, and I love both of these equally. Maybe The Simple Wild a little more. Then tied at 20 books is Jay Crownover and Lisa Kleypas. For Jay Crownover, I have to go with Justified, her Loveless Texas series. I just really super love this. It's the sheriff who has to help the lawyer who actually got his ex-wife custody of her son. And even though he doesn't really want to help her, it's his job, and I love it a lot. For Lisa Kleypas, I think I have to go with the Ravenel series. It's what I originally started reading by her, and so I think it just holds a special place in my heart, and I have to go with it still. Next, tied at 16 books, is Katie Robert and Samantha Young, and both of them are stacked up, and so I can't get to the books I want to talk about. But for Katie Robert, I would still go with Desperate Measures. It was the first that I had ever read that was kind of a Disney villains retelling. I know there are other ones out there, but this is the first one that I had read. And then for Samantha Young, I think I'm going to go with her True Immortality series. Again, it's not really a romance subgenre that I read a lot of, but I really enjoyed this werewolf romance from her. I have 3 authors tied for the next spot with 15 books. That is Avery Flynn, Jill Shalvis, and Penny Reed. Sorry, I'm staring at my Jill Shalvis books. I think I'm going to have to go with the Lucky Harbor series. Again, because it's the first one that I read by her, and I just really enjoyed them. My issue is that Avery Flynn's books are all kind of interconnected, and so I can't really remember who was in what book. But it's like the Hartigan family, Yeah. The Butterface Muffin Top Tomboy? Yeah, those ones. And then for Penny Reed, I'm going to have to go with her Winston Brothers series. I tried her Knitting in the City series and I just didn't enjoy it. So we're going to go with the Winston Brothers. Next up, I have two authors that I have read 14 books from, and that is Kerrigan Byrne and Helena Hunting. For Kerrigan Byrne, I'm going to go with The Hunter. It's my one, I still think it's my all-time favorite historical romance, so obviously it's my favorite by her. And for Helena Hunting, I'm going to go with Kiss My Cupcake. This is a super funny rom-com about a bakery owner and then what was it? It was like a bar type thing that opened next door. Next up at 13 books is Marissa Meyer and Kristen Probyn. For Marissa Meyer, I'm going to have to go with Cinder. That was one of the first that was one of the first books that I found, like when I found BookTube. And so I think that it just holds a special place in my heart because of that. And for Kristen Probyn, I'm going to have to go with her Fusion series. This is the only one I could reach. But this is about a group of friends who opened this bar and restaurant in Seattle, I think it was. But yeah, I really enjoyed the series. And finally, the last two that I'm going to talk about, I have read 12 books from, and that is Katie McGarry and Rebecca Yarros. For Katie McGarry, it's her Thunder Road series. It's a YA motorcycle club. And it tugs at the heartstrings. It's got funny parts. If you want to read some YA, I highly recommend. I have tried Katie McGarry's adult releases that she's put out. I think it started last year, and I don't love them. They're paranormal romance, and it's just not for me. And then, in a shock to absolutely no one, my favorite Rebecca Yarros is The Things We Leave Unfinished. Not gonna hound you over it again, but you should read it. So yeah, those are my favorite reads from my most read authors, according to Goodreads. I'm not shocked by any of these. I do wonder how I got so many JLA books. But then I realized that when you start reading her series, that adds up pretty quickly. But yeah, do you have any favorites from these authors? Let me know down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!